What is up, everybody? And welcome back to On the Brick Road again, the only podcast that I know of where your host is actually in a car talking about Lego Star Wars. I think we got a pretty interesting video today, not in the sense that it's unique or special or wild, but that it reveals some information about upcoming Lego Star Wars sets. That's right. 2026 Lego sets are already beginning to be leaked out. Now, we've only had one image, and it's of one piece from a set. Everything else is literally just the rumors of these sets. But considering that a lot of trustworthy sources are saying these sets are coming out, and the fact that we have that one piece that got leaked, these are most likely going to be the sets that we'll be seeing at the start of 2026. Oh boy. So we got to dive into it. There's definitely some very interesting things to point out in these sets. There's some weird things, and then of course there's still some unknowns. And unfortunately, it's the two really unknown sets that really catch my eye, and I have some interest over. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop into it with those unknown sets. We'll get them out the way since there's not much to talk about besides speculation. And that is $100 or $999.99. No. Oh, that was very wrong. See, don't try and do math early in the morning when you're driving, folks. It's not good. It's $99.99 or $100. We don't know the name of the set. We don't know any more information about the set. We just have that. Well, that's actually a lie. We know one other thing, and that one other thing is that supposedly the set is a Rebel set. And that's a decently sized Rebel set. $100. I believe it's 7+, so definitely more on the kid end. Wouldn't expect anything too wild or sophisticated and crazy. But it's interesting because what could you be getting for 100 smackaroons for the Rebels? I don't really know. I'm curious, honestly. When I think of a big set, I think of Yavin. I think of like the Tantive 4. Yavin obviously just came out. It was a bit more pricey. But maybe some other big ship like the Tantive 4, honestly. Maybe they're doing that. There aren't really... there's Home 1. That's a big Rebel ship, but I highly doubt they would do that. First of all, at $100. Second of all, just do it at all because of its shaping. Maybe some kind of like scaled down Hoth base, just like a tiny portion of it or something, or who knows really. This is it's a pretty big up in the air thing. Maybe it's gonna be like a multi-pack or something. Have it's 2 starships. It's 2 different starships. You get like an A-wing and a B-wing, something like that. Just to, get those sets out there. And maybe they're a bit downscale, but you get both of them and like maybe a hangar build or something. I don't really know. So it's up in the air. It's curious though. What could be a Rebel base set? At $100, just it's too much to be a starfighter, and it's too little to be like a full base or like a massive capital ship. It's walking the line. It's weird. So I'm very curious about that because of its odd price point, but also because I absolutely love the Rebels and the Imperials. That's my jam. So naturally, I'm gonna lean towards being more interested in those sets. And as a counter to this set, there's also going to be a $60, I believe, maybe $70. I can't remember if it was $69.99 or if it was $59.99. So $60 or $70 Imperial set. That definitely has a bit more fluctuation in what it could be. Like, maybe that is some kind of starfighter, some kind of crazy jam-up starfighter. I know some people were thinking it could be a TIE Avenger, just like we saw very briefly in Andor Season 2. I hope that shouldn't be a spoiler at this point. You should have watched the show, and you've at least seen the commercials, and it's all in the commercials. But that definitely could be a possibility, I guess. However, the the set is also 7+, so it's like, are they really going to do an Andor set at 7+? I mean, maybe, because it's a TIE fighter, and it's like, okay, even if little kids don't know Andor, they're going to be like, that looks like a TIE fighter, even though it's technically not a TIE. But that's semantics. And technicalities. Whoa! Just got hit with a whole bunch of sand and rocks. Ooh. Anyways, you live out in the country, man, and there just be like sand and rocks be flying at you sometimes. You get it if you get it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so those two, definitely the most interesting for me, just because of their premise. Of course, maybe that's, this rumor's wrong and they're not a Rebel set and an Imperial set or something else, but we'll see. We'll have to keep track. And just as a note, these are 2026 sets, and we are now getting leaks of what they are, their price points, their set numbers, and again, we've even got a picture from one of them. This was discussed earlier in a different podcast episode, where we have Boba Fett's helmet that's been leaked. It's a very damaged Boba Fett helmet, and it's actually going to belong to Cobb Vanth in a set that he's going to be in, which is, it's an odd choice, but I mean, he's pretty cool, so I can't fault him or hate on it. But all of this is coming out, and we still have almost nothing on the Lego Death Star. I mean, it is being really, really tightly locked in. Like, Lego is being very safe about this. Probably because it is such a massive step in the history of Lego, and I mean, the history of Lego alone, really. Just the history of Lego, it's a massive step. It's also a big step, of course, in the history of Lego Star Wars. I mean, this isn't the most expensive Lego set ever. It's the biggest Lego Star Wars set ever. It has the most minifigures of, I think, any set ever. It's huge. So it makes sense that it's being, like, tightly held, but kind of a shame, I would like to see some leaks. I want to know more about it. All we've really gotten at this point is a rough estimate of the minifigures, which is supposed to be 38, included in the set. Supposedly, a TIE Fighter is going to be the gift with purchase with 3 minifigures. And then we've gotten 2 leaked images of Director Krennic's torso and Colonel Yularen's torso. But that's it. And it's coming out in October. You expect that more would have come out. You expect that people would be like, oh yeah, this minifigure and this minifigure are coming in this set, and oh yeah, it's going to have these rooms, and oh yeah, like we can confirm that there'll be a microfighter, like freaking Darth Vader's TIE Fighter in the Death Star, and then it's a normal microfighter TIE Fighter in the GWP. Like, you think more things would have come out, but they haven't, which is interesting, and it's a waiting game, so we'll have to keep waiting, I guess. Now, that's enough about all the Imperial stuff and the Rebel stuff and all these crazy, exciting rumors that we don't really know things. Let's talk about some stuff we do know. And we're going to be talking, first and foremost, about something that, oh my, it appears that a car is on fire. Huh. That's not good. Well, I mean, the guy is okay. Maybe the car isn't on fire. Maybe the radiator might have been. You know what, folks? This is part of the game. You make a podcast in the car things happen. The man is fine, though. All is well. He's out of his car. The car is smoking heavily, but don't see flames, so maybe it's just another issue. So, moving on, though. Now we're moving on to a very interesting and exciting set. And that is a $10 Lego Star Wars set. $10. $10. Unheard of in modern era. And by modern era, I mean the past few years, really. I mean, battle packs used to be $10 back in the day. I remember that, dude. That was great. Those were good times. And now battle packs are like $20, which is wild. Or you get these, bigger battle packs. I say in quotations because they're not that much bigger, and they're like $45. Whatever, though. This is a $10 set. And it's a simple set. It is the Mandalorian speeder bike coming with Mando and Grogu. So, like, this is not anything revolutionary. It's not something that's, just mind-blowing. However, it's supposed to be the UCS Mando in the set, which is really cool. And, it's $10. So, like, $10 to get a speeder bike, a UCS minifigure, and Grogu. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I don't know how or why it's this price. Like, I don't know if this is like an appeasement set because they've been charging so much lately. I don't know if this is a set that's basically trying to hype up the upcoming Mando and Grogu movie. I don't know if it's a set that's just like, dude, we made way too many UCS Mandos. We gotta get rid of them. What are we gonna do? And it's like, I don't know, freaking just like throw them in a tiny set. Let's get rid of them. I don't know, man. But I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Hey, you want a UCS minifigure for $10? Shoot, why not? And yes, we've had Mando speeder bike before in the set, so like it's not even new really, but it's still cool. We also have some other smaller sets coming out. One of them is going to be an interesting mech set. One that I think is really cool. And it is the Clone Shock Trooper mech set. Not something I really would have expected. I feel like it's an obvious choice to make a clone mech. They have a Stormtrooper mech. Why wouldn't you make a clone mech? I just wasn't expecting to see, like, a Shock Trooper one, I guess. But I'm really excited for it. I love the Shock Troopers. I love their design. And I think it's going to look good to have this white and red design on a big mech character. So I think it's going to be great. And hey, if you want to build up some more Shock Troopers, you can. They've been in a few sets now where you could build them up. They had the foil bag set that they were in. That'll definitely help build up an army. And then they were in that clone battle pack that was a bigger battle pack, but still a battle pack. There's only one of them in there, but still, that's cool. That's enough, I would say. So, we'll go for it, I'd say. I think it's a pretty good choice. Definitely some people may want a different clone in the pack, and that's fair, but I think a Shock Trooper is a good idea. So we'll see how it looks. Probably nothing too crazy, too different, but we'll see. Now, there's also going to be a few other sets that are less exciting in my mind. One of them is a buildable Grogu. This is like the third buildable Grogu, dude. Like, who wants this many Grogus? I'm sorry, there's too many Grogus. Everyone went, stop. No more Grogu. Like, stop making buildable Grogus. I don't understand. I don't even like buildable characters, so I know I'm a hater. I know I'm just crashing down more than I should. But, like, dude, how many are you going to make, bro? How many? Whatever. It's fine. Do all that. They're also making a buildable BB-8. I don't care. Like, it's freaking BB-8, dude. I'm sorry. Like, he's a decently cool design. I'll give him that. But, like, dude, the sequels are such trash movies. I cannot even care if it's a good design. Because I look at it and I'm just like, well, yeah, I guess it's a good design, but I don't really have any attachment to it. I don't want to collect it. I don't want to army build it. I don't even want to look at it, really, except for to occasionally, like, be like, oh, wow, that's a pretty cool set in a magazine, design-wise. Too bad. Character sucks. Movies in sucks. It all sucks. So, yeah, I'm just hating. I be hating. They see me hating, and they be hating that I be hating. So we be hating. Anywho's. So not the most exciting sets. I'm trying to think. There's other sets. I'm not gonna lie. I did not find this overly interesting. These sets that were leaked. There's, of course, the Cobb Vanth dual set with Cad Bane. Weird timing for it to come out, not gonna lie. I think it'll be cool to get Cobb Vanth. I think he's a decently cool character. It'll be even cooler that he's going to be wearing the armor because it's Cobb Vanth in not any Mandalorian's armor, in Boba Fett's damaged armor. So that's cool. But it's not anything like super crazy. It'll be cool to get Cad Bane in like his in a set that's cheap. And it is supposed to come with Cobb Vanth's speeder bike, the one that's built off of a pod racer, supposedly. And that's a really cool design for a speeder bike. And I could see it being used in, like, mocks and stuff and, like, you know, just a background piece. So, overall, this is a cool set. It's just oddly timed. And it's nothing, like, personally, I'm just like, whoa! Like, I'm just like, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to buy it because I don't want to, but it's neat. It's neat. You go right. If you want to buy it, buy it. Personally, I'm not. But yeah, and so like, you know, you see, I'm just seeing so many sets that are kind of like lackluster. I'm excited for the people that like these sets, but personally, they're just not my cup of tea. But they seem to be decently priced, or decent compared to what we have been having, and they're pretty interesting. So can't hate on too much. Supposedly we're still getting this one's still a rumor. It wasn't even really leaked. It's still just a rumor that we're getting the AT-AT from the Mando movie. It's losing some credibility though because it hasn't been leaked with the other stuff. I suppose it could be that like $60 or $70 Imperial set, but that just seems absurd. Like, no way. No way that's happening. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, you know. I'm trying to remember because I'm definitely forgetting a set that leaked, and it's just, oh yeah. There's the two buildable sets. Again, like so much of LEGO Star Wars is just being dedicated to buildable characters and UCS sets that are not minifigure scale, and these MIDI scale sets. Like, I just don't want those, dude. I don't want helmets or diagrams or freaking mini sets. I want minifigure scale stuff. I'm like, I know that's my personal opinion, but like, the fact that we got a buildable two buildable characters are coming out. Plus, we're also getting 2 MIDI scale sets. Oh my gosh, don't run into that 18 wheeler, buddy. Oof, man, people be driving wild, bro. But yeah, the fact we're getting 2 MIDI scale sets is going to be a Venator, which is cool, I guess. Kind of weird, since we already got the Acclamator. But a Venator, you know what? You know the big Republic triangle ship. I can't even say it anymore. I've lost my ability to speak. That ship, though, we're getting that one. And then we're also getting an AT-AT, which, not a starship. It's called the Starship Collection, not a starship, though, so that's kind of weird, but whatever. So I don't know. It's like, alright, well, we're getting these, so that's cool, I guess, and they're especially cool for people that like that stuff, that are more the more display oriented. Like, I don't really care how this looks with other things. I want it to individually look good on display. That's going to be good for them. But it's not my cup of tea. It's a little disappointing to see, honestly, but hey, you know, it is what it is. And I think that is all the sets. I could definitely be forgetting 1 or 2 because I'm just like a little checked out. But oh well, that's, you know, it is what it is. And we'll have to see how they all turn out. We'll have to see what other sets get leaked. That Rebel and Imperial set are going to be, or sets are going to be. Could be something from the Mando Grogu movie, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some like early New Republic, like starfighters in the series. maybe see some, just interactions with, Imperial remnants. I would believe that. So we'll see what all ends up coming out. It should be exciting. But yeah, so that is the gist. That's all the updates I got. Curious to see how things work out. Only time will tell, I guess. But until then, I'll be monitoring the situation. I'll be on it, doggone it. I'll be locked in to the news. And hopefully we'll see something come out relatively soon. But until then, I've been your host, Kyle. You've been listening to On the Brick Road Again, a podcast of questionable quality, but interesting stuff that is said. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it sounded interesting. Who knows? Point being, I hope you have a great day. Stay positive out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.